poor Meghan Markle, just as she is getting ready for her very big day. Then an even more terrifying event comes along, Christmas with the in-laws, and not just the in-laws, but the Queen and Prince Philip too. It's enough to make you run for the Rocky Mountains. No doubt her fiance, Prince Harry, will have briefed her on what to expect when she spends Christmas at Sandringham, arriving later today in time for the annual black tie supper and not leaving until after the Boxing Day shoot. Meghan will face hurdles that are familiar to us all at this time of year, albeit far more intense, and if she's not careful, she could become a right royal pain. Indeed, even the most seasoned of country house guests might feel their stomach churn at the thought of plunging straight into Windsor family life at such an auspicious time of year. What to buy the Queen, what to wear, what to say. So, Meghan, here's your guide to the 12 booby traps of Sandringham Christmas. Survive these and marrying into the firm will be a cinch. 1. Presents. The royal family do gifts at tea time today. As is traditional in Germany, everything is laid out on long trestle tables in the hall. Kate Middleton once admitted the question of what to get the Queen left her completely stumped. Her solution, homemade chutney, was clever, but one can't quite see Meghan dusting down her heavy-bottomed copper pan. Remember, they love thrift, and jokes, really awful jokes, like novelty loo roll holders. Princess Anne's first Christmas present to Diana. The main thing is, nothing flashy. Don't go mad. You like the corgis, but diamante-encrusted collars are a no-no. Nothing from Charades, nothing political, and no books. The Queen likes practical presents, so you can't go wrong with a thermos flask. 2. Stockings. You will notice a giant sock at the end of your bed on Christmas morning. It will contain some small and possibly quite strange gifts, such as walnuts and tangerines. You are not expected to reciprocate, so do not attempt to enter the Queen's bedroom in the middle of the night with a bulging sock. 3. A mid-morning walk. For most of us, this is a chance to blow away the cobwebs before lunch. For Meghan, it will be an opportunity to show the world what a splendid time she is having. By appearing bright-eyed and happy for the paparazzi, you will want to wear understated country clothing, in shades of murky green and brown, not the latest gown from Ralph and Russo, as you did in your engagement photographs last week. 4. Church. The Christmas morning service takes place at the 16th century Church of St. Mary Magdalene. Bring a crisp £20 note for the collection. Any less and you look stingy, any more could be seen as flash. Be sure to belt out the hymns with a lusty voice. Even if you don't know the tune, you will get marks for trying, and try to listen to the sermon, no matter how boring it may seem. It could be useful to remember a nugget of wisdom from it to bring up a small talk with Prince Charles later. 5. Crackers. Whatever glamorous outfit you have chosen for lunch, it will be ruined within minutes of sitting down. This is because the two people either side will force you to take part in a tug-of-war over a cardboard tube stuffed with bits of novelty shrapnel, a Christmas cracker, something most Americans are unfamiliar with. The most important of these is a garish paper hat, designed to resemble the Queen's crown, which you must wear. This is the one occasion when you can don a fake crown in front of the monarch. Everyone around you will by now be reading out terrible jokes from tiny scraps of paper. You must then keep your crown on until at least pudding, but remember to take it off before you go to bed. People may think you are getting ideas if you wear it too long. 6. Lunch. As at Thanksgiving, turkey will be served. You will be expected to consume vast quantities of roast potatoes, parsnips, carrots, and Brussels sprouts. Any unpleasant side effects you experience during the afternoon are normal. Do not be alarmed by so-called bread sauce, a mass of congealed white matter that tastes of cloves and onion. It is meant to be like this. 7. Christmas pudding, a moist brown steaming mound that appears on the table after lunch. The Queen is so fond of it that she makes all her staff have one, giving away 1,500 puddings before Christmas. Believe it or not, they are often several months or even years old. Just before serving, the butler will set fire to some brandy and tip it over the pudding. Do not reach for the fire extinguisher. There's another catch. Hidden within the lumpy interior is an old coin, which someone will bite on and likely break their tooth. It could be you. At least your engagement pictures have already gone out. 8. The Queen's speech. At 3 p.m. on Christmas Day, the Queen will appear on television. No big deal. You might think, you've been in 103 episodes of Suits, and, like Suits, it is pre-recorded, but that is where the similarities end. You may think the Queen could do better at emoting, Resist the temptation to critique her performance. Her speech is not meant to be exciting, it's supposed to be more like a monologue from a Beckett play. The correct response is to nod, and pretend to understand. The one thing you must not do is to fall asleep, that is a privilege reserved for the rest of the nation. 9. Charades, an ancient British tradition performed once a year after dinner on Christmas Day. Members of the family take it in turns to act out the name of a book, film or play using extravagant arm gestures and grinning. It is fiercely competitive, though everyone will pretend it isn't. As an actress you may think you have a natural advantage, but be careful not to do too well. Be sure to join in with the guessing too. If you have no idea what's happening, just keep yelling Titanic, as someone will choose it at some point. 10. Mistletoe. Public displays of affection are not encouraged, unless pre-approved by the palace press office in a choreographed shoot. The only other exception is if you are standing beneath the sprig of foliage pinned up in the hall, but stick to a chaste peck. Don't spend all day snogging. 11. The Boxing Day shoot. Prince Philip will host a pheasant shoot the day after Christmas. This is an opportunity to stand in a field, while birds tumble out of the sky. As in life, you should stand by your man. Try to avoid distracting the person at the next peg by chatting or taking selfies. After some time, a calorific lunch will be served. There will then be more standing around in a different field until it gets dark. Everyone then goes home for hot baths, no showers. Only then are you free to watch the BBC adaptation of The Miniaturist, a thriller featuring a young woman who marries a wealthy man in another country. On second thoughts, best stick to reruns of Suits. 12. And so to bed. On Christmas Day, nobody is allowed to retire before the Queen, though it is perfectly okay to nod off on a sofa behind a newspaper. Take your cue from Prince Philip. Be sure to familiarize yourself with the exact location of your bedroom before going down for dinner tonight. You don't want to stumble into the wrong boudoir after one too many champagnes. Given that protocol has already been broken by the fact you are at Sandringham before being married to Harry, chances are you will have adjoining rooms. If not, beware of corridor creeping. You never know who you might bump into in the early hours. Thank you for watching.